Hola sunflowers, welcome back. If you are a new viewer, thank you for joining. I want to apologize for being so behind this week, but I had an amazing weekend with my husband. He got to fulfill one of his childhood dreams of going to WrestleMania, and I got to experience it with him. This was also why my videos were a little bit late, because I wanted to share this. We got to experience the great American pastime of wrestling. There were over 120,000 people there this weekend, and it was just craziness. But I am so grateful for this experience, and it falls in line with what I wanted to discuss today, which is rejection sensitive dysphoria. This experience had me thinking about how we can really beat ourselves up when we struggle with rejection sensitive dysphoria. The most minor feeling of rejection can trigger a person who is struggling with this internal issue. It can be very stressful, and it can cause all types of feelings like rage, sadness, fear, insecurity, and it's just something that can be caused by a past experience of major rejection, maybe from a parent or a loved one or someone that you trusted who made you feel less than. Have you ever felt a feeling so strong over something mild, such as a person who doesn't return your call, a lack of enthusiasm in a response, or someone who doesn't text you back right away? It's almost instantaneous that you feel triggered in this moment, and then you rack your brain wondering if you've displeased somebody or upset somebody. If you experience this regularly, then you may be struggling with rejection sensitivity dysphoria. So what is rejection sensitive dysphoria? Rejection sensitive dysphoria is when you experience severe emotional pain because of a failure or feeling rejected. This experience is common in those with ADHD due to differences in brain structure. This struggle can cause you to become a major people pleaser. You're constantly trying to get everyone's approval so you don't feel that terrible feeling of rejection. It can be extremely exhausting, and it can just put you in a place where you neglect your own wants, needs, and feelings in order to make sure that everyone else around you is happy and accepts you at all times. I have personally struggled with this, and still do to some extent, due to childhood trauma, as well as going through a period of my life where I lost a lot of friends or people that I thought were friends, and it really affected how I responded to what I perceived as rejection. There was a particular and very important person in my life who I was always trying to gain approval from. And because I struggled so much to please this person, I became a people pleaser. And I didn't want anybody to be mad at me or upset with me. And I thought some of the most minor instances would cause them to reject me completely. In some cases, it caused me to be possessive in some of my relationships because I was so afraid of losing those people. I would later learn a valuable lesson that the people who are meant to be in your life will stay in your life. Much like these wrestlers who appeared to mirror one another, you end up devaluing the person that you were meant to be, and instead of remembering to set boundaries, you beat yourself up completely. But let me let you in on a little secret. All you're doing is letting your past fears beat up your future self. The truth of the matter is that you hold more strength inside you than you even know. You are truly a warrior. So remember to show yourself compassion and to ignore the false negativity of your fears. The last thing you want to do is let your past hold you prisoner. You need to create a space between yourself and the trigger of RSD. Kindly remove yourself from any situation that triggers you. When this happens to you, you can call a trusted friend or take a moment to remind yourself that the only thing attacking you is your fears. In the book, Now It All Makes Sense by Alex Partridge, he recommends even eating a food or having a beverage with a bold flavor that will help you with the trigger of RSD. He also recommends that if you are at work when RSD happens, to excuse yourself to the restroom to take a moment. Funny enough, at WrestleMania, the storyline of John Cena turned him into a heel or a bad guy. He let the rejection of people telling him he sucked when he was a good guy cause him to become bitter and to fight dirty against Cody Rhodes. He brought out Travis Scott, of all people, to help him with his dirty work. The whole time, he was completely capable of achieving this on his own. His sneaky shortcut almost caused him his demise. This unnecessary addition caused him to become distracted with a focus on getting his revenge. Things went south real fast, and everybody thought that things were over for him and he was going to lose his championship title. But at the very last minute, he got his victory. But at what cost? He ultimately let deception win him his title when he could have won his title staying true to who he was. His opponent showed him no rejection and gave him a chance to walk away. But instead, he chose to take the narrow path and steal his victory. When all was said and done, everyone was completely shocked at the outcome. And while I was excited for him because I do like this wrestler, I was still kind of left with a bitter taste in my mouth because he was supposed to be the good guy and he let rejection get the best of him. I would say that the moment was bittersweet because while many fans celebrated his victory, many fans also jeered at his poor attitude and the way that he went about achieving it. Obviously, this is my personal perception of this silly storyline, but at the end of the day, it really teaches us a valuable lesson. This was the outcome of someone who got caught up in rejection and people pleasing all at once. And rather than enjoying this amazing moment, he walked away with a chip on his shoulder and a belt around his waist. This should be a clear reminder to not let fear and our emotions get the best of us, but to view it as a learning lesson and possibly a blessing in disguise. Not all rejection is bad rejection, and sometimes God removes people from our lives in order for us to grow. That just means that those people aren't ready to go in the places that we are meant to go at that time. I want to encourage you to do everything that you do with full integrity. Walk with your head held high and be the true champion that you really are. Stay true to yourself and don't try and be someone that you are never meant to be. Use your strengths and talents for good because God created us all with a purpose, unique and special in our own ways. Stay strong and be courageous, and remember that nobody in this world is worthy of making you feel rejected. Treat yourself like you are number one because there's nobody in this world just like you. Also remember to never yeet yourself into discouragement. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and always remember to stay healthy and hydrated, my friends.